Warning, the Renegade Recruiter is not for the soft, timid, or faint-hearted. If you need permission or seek approval from your mother, spouse, mates in the pub, or anyone else for that matter, this really isn't for you. If any of what you've heard puts you off in the slightest, I advise you not to listen any further. You've been warned. Prepare yourself for the no bullshit, zero fluff. Quick, dirty, and uncensored secrets for any serious recruitment, staffing, and search business owner who wants to earn more money with less work and fewer headaches, without having to kiss ass or bend over backwards to please anyone. He's a relentless and fearless renegade who will stop at nothing to reveal the harsh, unforgiving, and brutal truth about what it really takes to succeed in this business. He's a guy people love to hate and hate to love. It's your host, Terry Edwards. The Renegade Recruiter is unleashed.
Hello, this is Terry Edwards, Renegade Recruiter, and welcome to another podcast of Renegade Recruiter Unleashed. And of course, we're joined by our co-host, Drew. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, really good indeed. Thank you, Drew. And thank you ever so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. I always really do appreciate your input into these podcasts, which are proven extremely popular. So thank you very much for that, Drew. So here's what we're coming to do. Today we're going to be looking at the big O that's standing in your way as a recruitment or search firm owner, that's stopping you from generating more leads, making more placements, and increasing your personal earnings. And that big O is what we call obscurity. That's right, obscurity. Now, before I go into that, look, if you want to get show notes for this, if you go to www.renegaderecruiter.com and get notes. Have I said too many W's again, Drew?
No, you said the right amount of W's, just missed out the dot afterwards. It's just therenegaderecruiter.com.
TheRenegadeRecruiter.com. You know, every week I get that bloody wrong. You'd think I'd learn from now. TheRenegadeRecruiter.com. Also, if you enjoy the show, tell all your friends about it. If you don't enjoy the show, stop listening. But seriously, tell all your friends about it and leave reviews. There's no cost for this whatsoever doing this podcast, but we really do appreciate your feedback. So, here's what we know. There are some really good recruiters out there that are not getting the business they want. They do a fantastic job. They really care about their clients. They really care about their candidates. They're dead straight. They're honest. They do the absolute best they can for their clients. But they haven't got the business that they want. And they haven't got the business they want, not because of what they're doing operationally. It's because the clients their potential clients have never ever heard of them. Think about it. Would you spend thousands of your local currency with somebody that you've never ever heard of? Probably not. Somebody's going to spend money. They want to spend it with somebody that they, at the very least, know of. If you want to really be successful in your business and grow your business, your sales, your brand, you've got to get the attention of your decision makers. You cannot be obscure. And in terms of, let me give you a definition that I pulled up from definition of obscurity. Not clear or plain, ambiguous, vague, uncertain, hard to perceive, not expressing the meaning clearly, indistinct, unnoticeable. Think about that for a minute. If your business is unnoticeable, no prominence, no note, no distinction, far from the public notice, think about that. If your clients have never heard of you. Anything to add to that, Drew?
Yeah, and again, I think very good points that you said there. And I mean, if you think about it, in any market, so during a recession, anything, there are always some people buying the service that you offer, right? Recruitment and search firm owners, the reason they don't have enough clients isn't anything to do with because no one's actually looking for what they sell. Okay, even in the down market, there are some people still buying search or recruitment services, right? The problem that you have, the reason they're not buying from you is because they don't know you exist. If you're obscure, you're not discovered, they're not known, right? If people don't know who you are, even if they do have a need for your services, they've got no way of ever buying from you. So your job really, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as a recruitment or search firm owner, should be to get everybody in your market, every one of your potential clients, everyone that meets your criteria in terms of who it is you would like to work with, they should at the very least know you exist. Otherwise, you're not giving them the opportunity to ever buy from you.
Yeah, and again, I mean, just to add to that, Drew's made a good point there. Your potential clients or prospects right now are in conversation with your competitors because they know of your competitors. The reason they're not in conversation with you is that they've never heard of you. And there's this myth in the industry that if you do a good job, if you really look after your clients, if you really look after your candidates, if you offer really competitive rates and you bend over backwards and give your clients 150 days before they pay, you're going to get all the business. That's a myth. That's utter BS. You can be the best recruiter in the world. If your clients have never heard of you, you're not going to get the business. Drew and I are very fortunate. We get the opportunity to speak to recruiters every day of the week. I can honestly say that we work with some recruiters, and these guys are very honest. And they say, I'm not particularly good at this job, Terry. What I am good at, though, is getting in front of clients. They've got more business than you can shake a stick at. Not because they're good at what they do. They're great at getting in front of potential clients. They're known in their market. And that's the biggest difference. If you don't get the attention, quite frankly, you will just disappear. So when you look closely at these real top guys that are doing exceptionally well, one of the things that they're really good at is getting attention. There's a saying, I think this comes from you, Drew. I don't know if it's true actually, but you often say, money follows attention.
Yeah, I think that's from Grant Cardone I got that from actually.
Okay. If you want to increase your personal earnings, you're going to have to get more attention on your business. If you're not earning enough now, it's simply a sign that your business isn't getting enough attention.
Terry, again, I know that there will be people to recruitment and search firm owners listen to this who obscurity is a problem in their business, right? Their market, their ideal clients don't know they exist, and so they're not buying from them. But at the same time, they are reluctant to market as aggressively as they could because they're scared of being perceived as a pest or annoying potential clients. What advice would you give to those people?
First of all, I'd say I understand. I want to make that absolutely clear. Many a recruiter and search firm owner has got that discomfort about. Terry, I'm a little bit uncomfortable doing this. I don't want to. Part of it's concern about pissing off potential clients. I want to be absolutely clear here. Whatever you do, you're going to piss somebody off. Let's be absolutely clear about this. The first group of people you're going to piss off is your competitors. So bloody what if you do? That's their problem, not yours. Are you going to piss off some of your potential clients with your marketing? Yes, you are. Look, there's no way around this. But here's the thing. Whatever you do, you're going to piss them off. You cold call them. That's going to piss them off. They don't hear from you. Well, they don't care about me. You're going to piss them off. Whatever you do, you're going to piss them off. But look, if you're going to then step it up and get more attention, the attention you get is going to far outweigh the odd person that you're going to piss off. You probably notice that I will email you every day of the week. And by the way, if you're not aware of that, let me know and I'll step that up to 4 emails a day every day. But at the moment, I email you every single day. There's a reason for that. I want to be at the forefront of your mind. See, people in the industry know of me and know of my business, know exactly what I stand for. And what I work on is something, it's called the rule of third, or as I call it, the rule of turd. What I mean by that is that a third of your audience are completely indifferent to you. They aren't bothered one way or the other. A third of your audience aren't too keen on you, by the way. Don't lose any sleep over it. But the third of your audience love you. And they're the ones you want to be communicating to. So you pissing off somebody who doesn't like you anyway, I personally wouldn't lose any sleep over it. They also say it's none of your business if you piss somebody off. So what? Does that answer the question, Drew?
Yeah, it does. And again, just going back to the rule of third, I mean, if you think of any product, any sort of famous person, even you see it happening in real life. They'll have a third of people, and not exactly a third, but sort of one segment of the population who absolutely love them and love what they do. One segment that's indifferent, and one segment that hates them. I mean, immediately what springs to mind, just because it's sort of in immediate at the moment, is the iPhone. Now, the iPhone have recently released a new model of their phone, iPhone 7, and if you look around in the news, social media, wherever it is, you'll see the iPhone lovers, people that actually love Apple and really love everything they do. They're excited about this iPhone release. They're looking forward for it to come out. Sorry. Then there's people who are just indifferent and don't really care about phones and will literally buy any phone. And then there's people who actually hate the iPhone.
Yeah.
And will slate it. This happens, and as you know, Apple is a very, very successful company. Okay, so it even happens with the most successful companies. This will happen. You think of any celebrity you can think of: Justin Bieber, Margaret Thatcher, the Kardashians, Kanye West. Anyone you can really think of, they'll have this rule of third going on where there'll be a lot of people that hate them and hate everything they do. People that don't really care and don't really pay really much attention. But then they've got these raving fans who really love them. It's your job to sort of build the raving fans, but also to make sure that everybody else at least knows you exist. The only way you're going to get the fans, the people that want to buy your services, want to only use your recruitment or search firm above everybody else, the only way you're going to sort of ever get to that point is if they know you exist.
You're listening to the Renegade Recruiter Unleashed podcast. For show notes, additional resources, and podcast updates, head over to www.therenegaderecruiter.com.
Yeah, I think that example you gave, Drew, of Apple and the iPhone, I think it's a great example, because there are, you probably know people like this, well, there are people out there who are so anti iPhones, they make a big deal of the fact that they've never had an iPhone and they wouldn't dream of having one. And I was at a dinner party a couple of weeks ago, and this chap seemed to get so much pleasure from telling me that he wasn't going to follow and do what everybody else is doing, and I wouldn't dream of having an iPhone. And he went on and on about it. Quite frankly, I didn't care one way or the other. But it seemed to be something that was really important to me. I thought that's a great illustration there, that third rule, and the example you gave there of Apple. And I know I'm a little bit older than you, Drew, but something that I don't understand is it Rihanna? Is that right? Rihanna, the pop star?
Yeah.
And I hear all these things about her, and I always think, I don't get it. I don't think she's particularly talented. I always look at her, and when I hear things, I think, I don't understand what's going on there. Now, I don't hate her. I'm kind of indifferent. I just think there's some really good examples that you've given there where the third rule applies. And look, if Apple are going to have their haters, you're going to have your haters. Get over it.
Yeah.
It really is as simple as that.
Yeah. And again, we look at America right now. Donald Trump and Hillary, they're sort of prime examples of this, right? They'll have people who are just indifferent, don't really care either way. There's people that love them and everything they do, and there's obviously people that hate them as well. Yeah. It's just, but again, especially with Donald Trump, he's not obscure. Right? People at least know even outside of the States, people will at least know he exists, right? And that's being as abrasive as he is. So everything that he stands for, you know what he stands for, and you either like it or you don't. Okay, I'm not here to talk about politics and whether you should like it or not. I'm just saying that my point is he will not have a problem. People who agree with what he believes, they know he exists, and he's in a position where they're able to support him. Okay, you need to get the same position with your business as well. That you will annoy some people, but you want to get to the point where your followers are willing to sort of jump through hoops just to work with you.
Yeah. Great idea. So go over that. The next thing you need to do, you need to get absolutely crystal clear who your ideal client is. And, often when we're talking to recruitment and search firm owners, we say, who's your ideal client? And many times they say, well, anybody that can pay the bill is an ideal client. That is so wrong. Because not everybody can be your client. You can't be all things to all people. So one thing I'd get you to really encourage you to do, and what we found with the really successful builders, they have a well-defined niche. And what they're looking to do is to position themselves as the expert in that niche, or America, is that pronounce it niche market? But whatever your market is, get really clear about what your market is and who your market is and who your ideal client is. get crystal clear. Because the moment you get crystal clear about who your ideal client is, you're able to communicate to them in their language about the challenge they're facing when it comes to engaging a recruitment or search firm. And the moment that you can do that, they're going to come to you rather than you having to reach out to them. And once you get clear about who they are, then get crystal clear about where these guys are hanging out. It never ceases to amaze me the amount of recruitment and search firm owners who are not using Facebook to get in front of their potential clients. Because all the evidence is suggesting so far is that more of your potential clients are on Facebook. They're actually on things like platforms such as LinkedIn. Now, I'm not saying that's for everybody, but it's certainly worth doing your research, and it's very easy to do, to go out there and find out exactly where your ideal clients are hanging out. Because if they're hanging out on Facebook, there's some things you can do to generate leads. In fact, if you stay to the end, I'm going to give you some free gifts that you can go and get and kind of put some stuff together and start to generate some leads using some of this stuff. So make sure you stay to the end. But get crystal clear about where, the media that they're using right now. So let's just recap. The rule of the third: get clear about who your ideal client is, find out where they are hanging out, and then use that media to get your message in front of them any way that you can. So I touched on Facebook. So you can do paid advertising, or pay-per-click, where you only pay if they click on your ad. So you're only going to pay when you get a lead. Just think about that for a minute. If it doesn't work, it's not going to cost you anything. You get a lead, you're going to pay for it. But here's your ultimate goal. Your ultimate goal is that everybody in your industry, so at the very least, know who you are and what you stand for. Going back to the great example Drew gave of Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Not everyone will like you, but at least they will know what you do and what you stand for, and at least you give them the opportunity to engage with you. Anything to add to that, Drew?
Yeah, I mean, just to sort of hammer the point home is that you want to. Yeah, I mean, have you ever seen sort of? You think of companies where you see their advertising and you just think, oh, these guys are absolutely everywhere. They seem to be everywhere that I look, everywhere I turn, they're there. That's the position that you want your potential clients to view you. You want them to view you in the same way that you're everywhere. So even if they're not actually in the market to buy your services right now, they at least know you exist. So when they are ready to buy, you are the first person they think of. So yeah, get clear on who your ideal client is, find out what media they use, and then use that media to get your message to them in any way you can. Really, each one of your ideal clients should receive your messages from different angles. So Terry mentioned Facebook there. They should also be seeing you on LinkedIn. They should also be receiving emails from you, a direct mail, telephone calls. You want to be hitting them from multiple angles so you're not obscure. They know who you are, and when they're ready to buy, you are the first person they think of.
Yeah, and here's what happens. When you get this right and you call them, they don't go who, they go hi. So you're not another recruiter making a cold call now. You're the guys that they see everywhere. They see you on LinkedIn. They get your letters. They see you on Facebook. Some of them will joke about it. They will joke and say, I see you everywhere. But that's important. And the bigger your fees are, the more important that is. Because if you expect a client to be spending, some of the clients that we work with, their average fees are 50, 60. One client, his average fee is £80,000. Now, getting a complete stranger to spend that kind of money with you, £80,000 is what, $100,000 or thereabouts. It's not going to happen. They've got to have that comfort and that knowledge of who you are and what you stand for. And as I said, I've got some tools for you, some free gifts I can give you, so you can get access to some of this and exactly how to implement it. That I'll tell you about it in a moment. But just to recap on that, what's stopping you from earning the money that you want to earn is that you're obscure. So it's not how good you are, what you're doing, it's how well you're known at what you're doing. Appreciate the rule of a third. A third will love you, a third will be indifferent to you, and a third will hate you. Get clear about who your ideal client is. Then find out where these guys are hanging out, what media they're using. Then you get on that media and get your message in front of them as soon as you can. As I said, your ultimate goal should be that everyone in your industry at least knows who you are and what you stand for. Like I said, not everybody's going to like you. And, and by the way, don't try and be all things to all people, because the moment you try and be all things to all people, you end up being nothing to nobody, and you're quite vanilla and you become obscure. So make it really clear. This is what I stand for. This is what our business stands for. This is what we do. And make it really, really crystal clear what that is. So I got a free gift here. Before I pass on the free gift, let me just say, Drew, thank you very, very much for your input. Really appreciated.
It's okay.
So I said we've got a free gift for you that's going to help you implement it. If you go to www.drewcoaching.com/free gifts, that's drewcoaching.com/free gifts. That's free, then gifts with an S on the end. And you can go there, get some free gifts that will help you get in front of more clients, so you get known in your marketplace. For show notes, if you go to renegaderecruiter.com, you can get the show notes. Again, thank you very much indeed. This is Terry Edwards, Renegade Recruiter. Take care, take action, and be relentless.